Okay, guys, welcome to our Get Fit Crew team chat, our Tuesday team chat. Tonight's topic is going to be about overcoming, was it that one? Yeah, overcoming fear of judgment. And I wanted to talk about this topic because this is something, it's actually part of the meaning of my new tattoo that I got. Because it was something that I struggled with for a really long time personally, and then business side. And that was fear of judgment. Like, I wouldn't post a lot of things because I was afraid that I would aggravate people, or people would judge me like, oh, here she goes. She became a Beachbody coach and now that's all she's going to post about, things like that. Like, I was always so afraid for them to talk smack or to judge me for it or things like that. Even just fellow coaches, like, I would post things and be like, I would be to the point I was afraid to post pictures of my food because I was 100% sure that I was eating properly, or I wasn't sure that I was saying it was the right container amount. So I was afraid that if I posted it, I would get judgment and I would be talked about by my peers, basically, because I was wrong. And towards the end of last year is when I decided that from then on out, I was no longer going to worry about judgment. I was no longer going to worry about fear. I was no longer going to hold myself back because I was afraid of what other people were going to say. And I was just going to be unapologetically 100% authentic to who I am, what I like to do. If I don't want to do my hair for 5 days, if I don't want to wash my hair for 7 days, I'm going to do that because I don't care anymore. It's me. It's who I want to be. I mean, I did my workout, I took a shower, I put ointment on my tattoo, and I've been in this shirt all day. Like, that's me. I've been in my pajamas. So what? But before, I was always afraid to share that, and it was from the fear of judgment. I was always held under a microscope, especially from my upline. So it was hard for me with that judgment. It was always judgment for me, and it was just something that clicked in me, and I think that's why I've had such great momentum this year. And I've also taken it a step further with fear of judgment and overcoming that, because I also had the fear of judgment of inviting people, if that makes any sense. Like, I was afraid if I invited them, they were going to think I was saying they were fat. Or if I invited them, they were going to be like, oh, here she goes. She's only chatting with me because she wants to invite me to something. And I truly care about the people that I've added on my Facebook. At least I could say the ones that I've gotten to know, the ones that, I know that they're struggling with something. When I check in with them, I'm checking in on what they were struggling with the last time I talked to them. But I was always afraid that they wouldn't see that and they would think, oh, she's just always inviting me to something. So I always had that fear of them judging me that way. Like, oh, she's just a health and fitness coach, so whenever she's reaching out to me, it's because she wants me to buy something. But then I realized that there were some people that I wasn't sharing and I wasn't inviting because I was afraid of that fear. And then when I finally got the balls to invite them, they just started it and they ordered from somebody else. So I lost out on being that person's coach and helping them. And I always pray that they got a coach that's going to coach the way I do, to where my customers become like my family. And if they need me, I'm there. If they're texting me at 9 o'clock at night and I'm just laying in bed but I haven't fallen asleep yet, I'm going to answer their question. We have people in all different time zones. So I started seeing a pattern that I was losing people because of fear. Fear was holding me back, and I needed to overcome that. So there were a few steps that I did to overcome it. And it started when Carl did that thing at last summit. I don't remember what he called it, but it was basically like getting out your three first swings of the bat. I forget what he called it. Natalie, you might remember what he called it. But it was like when the batter just takes those first few swings as practice swings, basically. So that's how I kind of overcame that, was because I just decided my first 5 invites, I don't care. I'm just going to send them and not think. Just send them. And they're like the practice ones where you get out that fear of, oh my God, what's going to happen? Now I find myself when I'm sending out my invites, it's just bang, bang, bang. I don't think about it. Just send them. I've upped my invites. I was doing 10 a day. Then I wanted more. I wanted to hit 10 easily by the beginning of the month. So the end of the month, I could plan, I could do other things. And then if other people trickled in, they trickled in. So I upped it to 20. I was inviting 20 people every single day, minus Saturday and Sunday. Well, I wouldn't do my Teamsy, but I would still respond to people. So I still did some invites. I know it wasn't 20 because I've gotten my business to the point that I don't have to work on the weekends. But when I was building it and I wanted it sustainable, I would work it on the weekends. So now I've upped it and I've been inviting a minimum of 30 every day. So I go through, my follow-up system, my Teamsy system, and I'd go through my prospects. I'd go through my follow-ups. Today I did 2 days worth of work. Well, I went through 2 days worth of follow-ups, I should say. So tomorrow I shouldn't have any follow-ups because I'm taking Friday off to take Kayla to our first college tour. We're having a girls' day on Friday. So I'm taking the day off so we can go do that travel. So I'm working ahead of time. So tomorrow I'll invite 60. Thursday I'll invite 60. So that'll be a little bit more than what I would have done this month. But the way that I found that I overcame that was by getting my mindset, which is funny because to be mindset, it's all about our mindset. So it was about getting my mindset wrapped around the fact that what I have to offer and what I have to invite to is a gift. And I shouldn't be so fearful that they're going to judge me for that gift. So it's the way that I word that helps me. Because I just say, hey, if you or anyone you know might be interested in this, I don't know if getting healthy and fit is something that you're interested in. But if you are, and I just tell them, what it's about. But even like new friends, if we've only chatted a couple times, I send them that quick little invite. Like, hey, I just want to let you know what I do, just in case you or someone you know could benefit from it, from my help or my assistance or my guidance. I try not to use the word help because then it makes it sound like something's wrong with them. And I send that invite out to all my new friends. Sometimes I still find myself like, oh, I don't know if I want to hit send, and then I'm like, just do it. I have to tell myself, just do it. And then I just click send. Worst case, what are they going to do? Unfriend me or unfollow me. Okay. We just started talking not too long ago. Sometimes I feel like we take too long to form and it builds up that fear because then we don't know how to change the conversation from how long it's been going, waiting to form them, to, oh, hey, I'm doing this if you want to join. So that's how I got myself out of fear of inviting because I had a bad fear of inviting. So now, like I said, when I do it, I don't think of what the outcome's going to be. I don't think about what their reaction might be. I don't even have the thought process of whether they're going to answer me or not. Like I don't have any expectations on the invite I send out. I'm just sending them. And I'm doing a lot of invites on my Instagram story, which has helped me a lot with the fear of the judgment. Because, don't watch my story then, so it makes it a little bit easier. But it is a business holdback having the fear of judgment. I know a lot of times we've all spoke and said how, sometimes we don't want to post a lot because we're afraid that we're going to piss people off or people are going to make fun of us or talk about us like that's all they do, health and fitness. Well, you know what? If we built a business, like if we actually had a storefront and built a business, how often would you post things about that business to get the word out so people would come to your store and buy things? At least a couple times a day. So it's the same thing. It would be like as if we went and opened up a Get Fit with Tanya storefront. If I got new product in, I would be taking pictures of the new product and posting saying, hey, you just got this workout gear in. Stop by and check it out. It's the same thing. Think about Facebook. Everybody's promoting their business on Facebook. So we need to change our mindset and not have that fear of judgment because that fear of judgment is going to hold you back and somebody else that's doing Beachbody or any other health and fitness. I wouldn't even say prove it because I don't consider that health and fitness. That's just processed crap. But any other health and fitness business, they might get that person's attention before you do. And I know there's so many other health and fitness companies out there and other products out there, but I just don't know of any that give the full package like we do. Like Prove It, it's just the shape. Well, where's the fitness? You got to move. Like, yes, we have 2B mindset and we say you don't need the fitness, but we tell them the fitness extra credit. Eventually, you're going to add the fitness. This is just to get you started, get you some weight loss, and get you some motivation. So we have to really change our mindset with it all and focus on a different aspect of it. But I wanted to open the call up to you guys to talk about what sort of fear of judgment do you have? Like, what things hold you back? What things do you think a while about before you either post or do the action because your fear of judgment, your fear of somebody either saying something to you or saying something to somebody else about you or just to themselves, just with judgment? Like, what are some things that you hold yourself back with, if any?
I used to, I had a lot. And
you had a biggest fear of adding people, and now you're just like, just click add.
Well, when I told Michelle today, I'm like, I dare you to add 50 people. So I went in and I started adding people because I feel like sometimes I slack on it, but I know it's what I need to do because you could only work your, what is it, your warm market?
Yeah.
So much. So you have to add, but yeah, I was afraid of that and sending invites. And remember, I'd add people and I'm like, oh my God, they just messaged me like, do I know you? Now I'm like, either I try to like stay with mutual friends,
right,
like friends of friends or whatever. But
yeah, I do the same thing. I've had a few people like I'll say, like, thanks for accepting my friend request, whatever, and send them a little message. And they'll be like, anytime, no problem. But how do we know each other? And I'll be like, I don't know, but I saw that we had like 30 mutual friends. So I figured we would have met each other at some point. So I just added you. Like, I liked your posts. I liked some of the stuff that you were posting about. So I thought it'd be cool to see it on my newsfeed. So I just added you, they accepted. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I used to have the fears of that too. Like, where am I going to add people from? And what are they going to think? But you got to think about it. Like, some of the people we're adding, they probably do network marketing. There's a Scentsy rep everywhere. There's, the Prove It people and the It Works. But the second I see like It Works or something, I don't unfriend them right away because there've been a couple people I've talked to and I'll come right out and ask, like, once they respond back to my initial message, I'll say, so how's It Works going? Are you still working with them? And then I've had a couple people like, no, I thought I removed that. I was like, oh no, it says it right up there. I almost unfriended you because I'm like, oh, they don't need my help. They do It Works, but I figured I would ask first. She's like, no. And then they would tell me, and then they ended up signing up with a free membership just for more information.
Well, one of the girls that is going to talk to her boyfriend or whatever about the 2B mindset thing she was really interested in, she was one who reached out to me a long time ago, and then she ended up doing It Works, but it didn't work.
Because she thought it was an easy fit.
It didn't work. Yeah.
Yep. Because they're always looking for the easy fix. They don't want, that's why 2B mindset is really attracting people. Because to them, it's the easy thing. They're going to learn how to shop. So all they can do is do what the video says for shopping. They don't have to take the time to exercise. At least now. But then some people don't have the energy to exercise because they're so overweight, they can't even find the energy to get out of bed, get dressed, and go to work. So when you talk to them about a fitness program, they're like, I don't even have the energy to put on my shoes. So that's why I like 2B mindset, because it's for those people that maybe can't even go outside and walk right now because their knees are so messed up because their knees are holding so much body weight. And they just don't have that energy. But yeah, I've definitely held myself back with some things in this business because of fear. And I just decided, like, that's part of my tattoo. Part of the meaning is just The freedom of, and when I told Alex freedom, he's like, freedom, is this something I need to know? Do you need to go free and fly free? I go, no, not of you. Freedom of those kinds of things, like freedom of worrying about judgment and what people think, and just the freedom to be myself and not care about anything else. As long as you get me and my parents get me and my kids get me, I'm good. Everybody else, I don't care what you think. This is me, you know? But it took me a long time to get there. It's hard. It's Lucy, what are you doing to mommy? You're her jungle gym. Blah, blah, blah.
Better be careful with no diaper on over there. You're gonna be splashing everywhere.
You better be careful. He's climbing on you. What about you, Michelle? Have you found that there are things that you know you're holding yourself back because you have the fear of judgment?
Definitely, and you guys know me. I think my workout videos, I always feel like I have to edit them because that's why I think on Saturday I posted that one, like, I can't dance, I can't do the
you doing the floss? Yeah, I loved that video.
Kids, me, and I showed them, and like, Mom, you're still not doing it right. I can see people like out, and they will make comments about my videos, like positive comments. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You want a diaper?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Funny. Yeah, but see, you normally have the fear of judgment that how long did it take us to finally get you to post a video of your workout?
Years.
Mm-hmm. Because you were afraid to, and we're like, just post one. And when you posted one, everybody loved it. They love that. Like, that's one thing I get a lot of feedback on is everyone's like, I love your workout videos because I always crack them up. I make them laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just shaking my butt or doing something funny or taking a breath or pulling up my pants, whatever, you know. But I used to not show those parts because I was like, well, who wants to watch that? But then I was like, you know what? But that's what I do during my workout.
But then I look back at how much I've like grown since meeting all of you guys. When I had my old coach, I would not post anything on my personal page about what I was doing. Like, just post a picture of yourself and put your water bottle in the background. I was like, no one cares. And now I find myself posting stuff that, like, even just a year ago, I would have never, ever, ever posted it.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And that shows that when you're matched up with the right crew, things go in the right direction. But you've grown a lot just of me. What happened just now?
I'm gonna have to watch the replay of that. She took her head straight into the wall. Well, daily sunshine gives you energy.
Yeah. And it gives you a strong head. She didn't even notice. She just kept on going.
You pumped your head.
She's so funny. Is there anything that you feel, I know you've had a lot of growth, but is there anything right now that you hold yourself back from doing because of fear? Of
my live videos. Because I always know what I'm going to say, and then I'm trying to hold the stupid phone, trying to figure out how to switch it around if I want to show people something.
I'm the same way.
I'm watching it.
But you really do good with your videos.
I feel like my mouth is crooked, and I don't.
I'm the same way, though.
I feel the same way about mine, and I do a live video every morning on my live page, and I still feel like when I do it, like first of all, I hate hearing my own voice.
I know.
Me too.
I don't even play back my own videos when I go in. Like, when I record my workout videos, sometimes I'll just use like the parts that I put in my stories. I'll just clip those together, and I won't even watch it. I just clip it together and post it. I'm the same. Like, I don't, sometimes when I go live, and there's sometimes I'll go live and I'll be like, I can't get it to work. Like, I'm like, as I'm live, like, it's what happens, you know, just be you. But I'm the same way. I don't like myself on video. I don't like my voice. I can't stand listening to my voice. So like when I go to save the video, I mute my iPad while the video is saving because I don't want to hear my voice talking while I'm waiting for it to save so that way I can upload it.
And I'm always making sure everyone in the house is quiet. Like, don't come bother me.
No, let them do their thing. I used to be like that though. I used to be like that to the point that Alice was like, oh, you're going live? Sorry. I'm like, it's okay. You can come in because they need to see that You could still do the business. You could still do your workouts. You can still do whatever with a crazy family in the background. Like there was one time, was it Kayla and Ryan? They were like wrestling or something. And then the dogs were having like a dog fight. There was all sorts of stuff going on. And I'm just still talking. I said, yeah, you see my craziness behind me? I go, that's why I'm live with you right now. So I can be in a whole other world. And this world can just go on by itself. You just got to let them see what your life is like.
I almost went live when I was trying to, was it dinner last night? Lucy, Jared's out of town. Like, he's going to be out of town again all week. She was, like, throwing a fit. And I just had to be like, this is what's going on in my life right now.
Yeah, just go live, like, SOS. The title of your live should have been SOS, and you just press play and watch, Lucy. But see, it's stuff like that that's going to attract, like, it's going to make you relatable to people. You have to, in this business, that's one thing that I've noticed, you have to stay relatable, you know?
That's why I keep my business stuff on my personal page, and I post my kids' stuff and then business stuff so people can see it's like real life stuff.
Yep.
We're moms, we work, we do this, we do that.
Exactly. Yeah, I try to post something family oriented every day, but I usually do the family stuff, whether it's something with me and Alex or something with the kids or whatever, a couple times. And I always post some sort of a food picture. Always post my workouts. I don't post, it's kind of different the way I do my shakes. I don't post about my Shakeology every day, but it's in my story every day because that's how I say good morning to everybody while I'm making my shakes. And then sometimes it'll be like in a picture, but my post isn't about my shake, but it'll be in my picture. So they see that I'm drinking the shake. But when they go on my story every day, they can see that I'm drinking it. Every once in a while, I'll post a picture of me with my shake and talk about it, or, you know, if I made it different, or if I ran out of my vanilla and had to drink something different or whatever.
Or sometimes I feel like, you know, people aren't going to care what the heck I'm doing. So what? I just made a shake. Who cares? But then I find myself watching you every single day, watching to see what this one's doing, watching to see what. So, and I know people are watching me too, so they must care if they're watching it.
I was just gonna say that. Yep. Right? Like I find myself going to like you guys' stories and certain people's stories to see what they're up to, and that's the same thing I have to remind myself. Because like the other day, I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't like do my story while I'm making my shake, and I'm like, but wait a minute. That's my thing. Every morning I'm like, good morning, guys. Time for me to make my shake. And I'll get my scoop. But I won't be always talking about the shake. Like a lot of times I'm just talking about like what I have planned for that day, or if I woke up on time or not, or the dogs are going crazy or whatever. I'm just kind of talking about whatever. But exactly. If you find yourself going on certain people's stories, they're doing the same thing to you. So that's why I make sure my shake's always in my story. I find it hard to always post something about my shake on my personal page because I'm always posting other stuff like welcoming everybody. It's been every day for like the last week I've had a welcome, whether it's somebody to the Fit Club or somebody to mindful eating. So it's like, okay, where do I throw the shake in? You know, like tonight I actually might make a shake mug pie because I didn't have tons of chicken on my pizza. So I know I didn't have all my protein. So I might make myself one of those little like chocolate mug cake pies type thing. So I might post that so people can
post it.
Yeah, so people can see it's not just a shake that you have to drink in order to get, you know, the vitamins and stuff. Like you can make stuff, cookies and pies and all sorts of stuff with it. So, there was something else I wanted to say, but I lost my train of thought. But okay, so because I know we're getting to the end, it's almost time for Lucy to go to bed. So with overcoming fear, that's the only way that you're going to get to that next step. It's the only way that you're going to finally get to that point where you will be authentically you without holdbacks. It takes time and it takes repeating. It takes the consistency of doing it. Because I used to think for at least a couple minutes before hitting send every time I did an invite. Every single time. And now I just hit it. I'm like, whatever. They want to, they want to. If they don't, on to the next person. Because I want to make sure that I get the word out to enough people. And I've upped my number now. I keep upping it by tens. So I'm at a minimum of 30 now. And I want to make sure I get the information out there to everybody. But I don't want to put anything on it. Like, you know how they always say, which is true, that you get out of the universe what you put out. So if I put this like, oh, they're probably not going to be interested, but I'll click send anyways, then guess what? They're probably not going to be interested. But if I just click the send and I have no thought process and no outcome in mind, no expectation of the outcome, I find that is like just keeping it so much better. So my mindset, like I don't stress about it. It's like whatever the outcome is, they answer, they don't, you know, it is what it is, but I'm just going to keep adding. And then what I do is I clean out. Once I hit my 5,000 people, I go through. And if there's somebody that I've messaged them like for a year and they've never answered me back, I'm just going to remove them. You know, I'll go on their wall. If they haven't posted anything in a year and they haven't answered me in a year, obviously they're not on Facebook anymore and they just didn't deactivate their account. And I'm going to remove them to make room for a new person. I've had to do that a lot. Removed most of the guys unless it's somebody that I'm really like personal friends with, because I don't really, my niche isn't working with guys. Like I have a couple guys that I help, but like one of them, he's a Cornwall dealer. So he's a friend of mine. So I help him. But like just random guys, like meeting random guys, talking to them on social media and trying to get them to get stuff. Like I had these 2 guys I had to block on Snapchat and Instagram because their comments are just, oh, wow, you look sexy. Oh, good morning, beautiful. Like, I don't need you to say that to me. My husband says that to me every morning when I wake up. You know? So those types of people I've just been kind of like getting rid of because I need space for other people. Like, I wish there was no way to max out on Facebook. I mean, I know your like page, you don't max out, but they don't push like page stuff through as much as they do personal page stuff. So I'm constantly cleaning out. But it's one thing you really have to work on, overcoming the fear. So I do have a call to action for overcoming the fear. Is Lucy doing her work? What is she eating? Green beans?
Salad.
Oh, salad.
Kale salad. She wanted salad. She could have salad anytime she wants.
She is such a mini Natalie. It cracks me up. Her facial expressions, her personality, everything. So I do have a call to action, and this is the call to action. Right before you sit down to do your power hour, I want you to take your mindset to that whatever the outcome is, you're fine with. You're not gonna hold back. You're gonna send out this many invites that day, and if you haven't invited somebody, you're just gonna invite them. Not worrying about, have I formed them enough? And because who's to say what enough is, honestly? Because if I was chatting with somebody and I was really in a place where I felt frumpy and I wanted to lose 20 pounds, and I see that they're always posting about workouts and stuff, and that they have this group and that group or whatever, I might not be comfortable to ask them. So I'm probably sitting here waiting for them to open up that line of communication. Like, hey, I got this group going. I don't know if it's something you're interested in, but I just wanted to let you know I have it just in case it's something you might want to do. Because then I'd be like, oh, perfect. Finally, I could talk about it. You know, sometimes they don't want to come to us. They feel weird, you know? Or maybe they're thinking, oh, well, they haven't asked me, so maybe they're not doing it that much anymore. Maybe they're not really helping other people and they're just doing it on their own, you know? So you have to keep that in mind when you're getting ready to send this stuff. So like when you get into a message thread with somebody and you look back and you haven't invited them for a while, just send them an invite. Don't think about it. Just send them. And it's an ongoing challenge group. So you always have something to invite them to. I mean, I know the 2B mindset, we're starting at a specific time, but like Carl was saying, Monday Madness, every Monday starts a fresh week. There's always a new person starting every Monday. I've already been doing that in my virtual fit club, that I just tell them like the last Monday of every month starts our fresh month, our fresh round, but every Monday a new person is starting their day one. There's always someone new starting on a Monday. So I've been doing that as an ongoing group. So that way I always have something to invite them to. I'm always inviting them to my virtual fit club. It's always the same information. You get a year of the fitness, a month of the shakes. You get my help at no charge. You get my help for life for free. You only have to buy one challenge pack and you have me for free forever. You don't have to pay $100 an hour like a personal trainer. You don't have to pay $3-4 a session with a nutritionist. I don't charge for my time. So that way, I mean, don't be afraid to invite and don't wonder, well, what can I invite them to? It's an ongoing challenge group. They can start whenever they want. They can start whenever they want because it's multi-program. There's people doing all sorts of programs. So I want you to have your mindset right before you sit down to invite, because you always have something to invite to. You always have a gift to share. There's always a gift to share, which is your group and what we have to offer people. And if the outcome is no, okay. And then if they say, no, thank you, I'm not interested, ask the one question. If you don't mind me asking, is it a not right now you're not interested or a never interested? And I always ask that and I say, I'm just asking because if it's a not right now, I can keep you up to date on my future groups. If it's a never, I won't ever bother you again with this information. You can come to me if you need me. And usually by asking that question, a lot of times I never say never. Just I have too much going on right now. And I'm like, okay, then I'll keep you posted, you know, as the next groups come up. I always have an ongoing group, but I'll keep you posted every couple months to remind you that I have the group. So always just have that mindset that you have something great to offer them. If you believe in the product and you know what it's been doing for you, that belief needs to shine through with you inviting and you messaging them. I'm telling you, once you take the expectations of the outcome off of the invite, it is so much easier to send it. In an hour, I can get through all my Teamsy bubbles, including 30, sometimes 30 plus invites. An hour, that's all I need. Because I'm not thinking of it. I'm just doing it. I'm just sending the invites out without thinking. I used to hold myself back. It used to take me 2 to 3 hours to get through it because I would think too much. So we have to take the thought process out because we think ourselves into fear and we think ourselves into objections because this is a very, I don't want to say negative business, but we hurdle a lot of objections and a lot of no's. So it's hard to not be fearful of hearing more of those. But if you think about it, the more no's you get, that means you're getting to your yeses. So get those, just think of the no's. Okay, no, boom, okay, got that one out of the way. Okay, got that one out of the way. There's a yes coming around the corner. You know, you're only going to get so many no's before you get a yes. And we all know that because we've all hit Success Club at one point or another. You know, we've all sold challenge packs. So you know out of all those no's, you're going to get a yes. It's just keeping that mindset and not letting the no's and not letting the objections impact us in a fearful way. So that is all that I have for you tonight, unless anybody had any quick questions or anything about the topic. I see your shirt, Lucy. So cute. Oh, let's say hi to Instagram. Say hi, Lucy.
Lucy, say hi regularly.
Lucy gets on our team call with us. I like your shirt. She's eating a kale salad while we do our team call.
Peppa?
What are you watching?
Peppa. She looks exhausted.
I know. We're about to go get a bath and get in
bedtime?
bed.
It's bedtime. Yep, she goes to bed at 7:30. It's 8 minutes past. She's enjoying the kale salad.
I know.
I just want to say really quick, I have like 10 people that I'm talking to as we speak about my post today.
That's awesome.
And one
amazing.
kid that I went to high school with messaged me for information for his friend.
It's awesome.
She lives in my town, and I'm going to add her on Facebook, right? Like I said, oh, she can add me, but I should add her, right?
If he gave you her information, I would add her. And then before she accepts a friend request, that way you don't forget who she is. This is what I do, is I send her a message when I add her. Like, I'm so excited to get to know you and start chatting. So-and-so told me that you might be interested in what I'm doing, so I can't wait to talk. And then that way when she accepts your friend request and you get the notification, you can go into the message and remember, oh, yeah, this is the person that so-and-so told me about.
Yeah, and just one more thing really quick that made me think of something, Tanya, when you said before about how you always respond to people like as soon as they pretty much message you. That's why the power hours are hard for me, because I talk to people from like 6 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. Like if my phone goes off, even if I'm at work, I'm like answering them because I don't want them to be like, oh, this girl doesn't respond.
Well, when I was saying that, I was meaning my text messages. My Facebook messages, first thing in the morning, like while I'm having my shake, after I've read my PD, I'll go through and clear out some messages, depending on how many I have. Sometimes there's too many, I can't get them done before my workout. But before I sit down to actually work, the first things I do is like check into my challenge groups and clear them out. So like I'll go into Autumn's group, I'll listen to one of the training videos that they're doing in that coach group while I'm cleaning out my other challenge groups. I'll have 2 windows open. I'll clear out my messages, respond, put it in my Teamsy. I'll go into my app challenge group, I'll check in there, I'll do all of that. Then I do my power hour. Then I close my computer, and it's usually lunchtime. I close my computer, I eat, I do some things around the house I need to do. I do whether a little time for me, lay out, but it's been raining, so I haven't been able to do that. But whatever I need to do. And then usually right before Kayla comes home, or like tonight when Jen's doing the call, I'll probably go into my messages and answering them. Then in the afternoon, I go back in, answer my messages, and then that's it. I only go into my messages and answer messages twice a day. But if they text me, I'll respond back to them like right after they text me, like I do for you guys. But and I tell them all the time, if it's someone that messages me a lot and they have my phone number, I'll tell them, if you need a fast response, you need to text me, because I only go into Facebook Messenger about 2 times a day to answer messages. Unless I can't sleep, then I'll just start doing some work to try to get tired. But I had to set, because I used to do that, Michelle, and I got burnt out really easy.
Yeah, I feel like I have to respond right away to a text message, a Facebook message. So, or while it's fresh in my mind, I'm on a roll. I feel like I don't want to stop.
Right.
It goes on all day, and I find myself sometimes I don't get anything else done when I have little pockets of time because that's all I'm doing.
Yes. No, I get it, because I was like that too, and I would be at my full-time job at the time, because I started building my business. I worked full-time. And I was constantly like, as I got a message, I was answering. As I got a message, I was answering. And Mike had to tell me, he's like, you need to set hours, because because I told him, I'm like, I feel burnt out. Like, I'm just always answering, whether it's a text message or I just want to take my phone and throw it in the lake. Like, people just leave me alone for 5 seconds. He's like, you need to make business hours and you need to stick to them. So that's what I do. If Kayla's having an early day and she's coming home at 1, I eat my lunch and I don't take as long of a break for myself, and I'll answer messages sometimes before she comes home. Or if I know she has homework or something to study for, I answer my messages while she does homework. That way we're still kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
But I only go into my Facebook message to answer messages 2 times a day.
Yeah, I don't really have time right now to, like, I don't do it on my computer. I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
So wherever I am, if my phone's going off, I try to answer it while I think I might have time in case I don't have time later.
Right. Which is fine too. That's fine too. And then when you're available to make like a set schedule and then stick to it, you'll find that you'll feel a little more, you know, like you probably feel like I used to feel. I was always like this. Because I always felt like I was just always working. And
you're at a different point in every conversation.
Yeah.
So then I'm going back and reading it quick. Oh, what did I say? Or what did I?
Right.
What was she asking me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's the same. Bye, Nat. We're hopping off too. But yeah, I set the hours, but I do that more with text message. I try to answer them back right away.
No, don't get any more.
All right, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you
too.
later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.